Alright, time now is 9:20 a.m. on March 20th, I think. Oh, yep. Wow, time is really going really fast. Even though like the last week has been like the slowest moving week yet because so much happened, but still, sheesh, it's already March 20th. Alright, so I slept from 3:10 to 8:40, and then I was like, fuck it. I went back to bed from 8:40 to 9:10. That's about 6 hours. It's not the end of the world, though. I wish I would have slept earlier. Um, Today's a Monday, which means I'm taking photo one, so I'll be leaving very soon. Um, After photo one, I'm gonna come back home and I'm gonna eat a quick instant noodle thing. And then I'll go out again and buy food from Ralph's. Hopefully it's not raining because if it is, I'm going to rage. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna go to Ralph's. I definitely have to go today. If I don't go today, I'll be starving. Jesus, please don't turn on. Also, I turned on the aircon for sleep. Made sure it stayed at 69 Fahrenheit, which is very successful. I think it's the right temperature for me to sleep. Um And yeah, not much else. I hope Aiden the Hidden Hong Konger shows up today in class and we get to socialize a little more, maybe. Befriend a little more, perhaps. Perhaps. Um, don't know why he didn't show up for the last entire week. But yeah. Um, that's pretty much it. Just received an email from the college saying that a crazy, scary, dangerous incident happened at CMD last Friday. What the fuck? I was there almost the whole day. At around 7:30 p.m., some crazy homeless guy brought a pistol into the campus and showed it in front of two students who are majoring in interaction design. Turns out that pistol is like an airsoft gun, but still, it was a very crazy, scary incident, and the police detained him. That happened at around 7:30 p.m., right when the table read was going on. So there's that. Yeah, not much else. Honestly, it's funny how like back in round two, I was really happy when Pepper and Alba are like chatting. But now that Pepper and Leslie are like hanging out at a concert, it's like, eh, didn't feel exactly great for me. But I'm also at the same time happy for them. I wanted to say that, it hurts because they're excluding me, blah, 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 blah. But honestly, it doesn't feel that bad. And I think it's because back in Form 4 and Form 5, we're in a very contained environment. The people in the classroom are the people you get. So if the people in your class started hanging out, having hot pot dinners, like Natalie, Leo, Cedric hang out, in a convention and they don't invite you, it hurts even harder because they're so aware that you exist. Meanwhile, I've never taken the same class with Leslie. I and Pepper aren't even close anymore. We have one class together, and I'm not even a fan of Deca Join yet. So, uh, so it's really like not that impactful, the idea that Leslie and Pepper went to a concert without me knowing at all. It's really not that impactful. That's why, at the end of the day, I think conspiracies is still more intense and emotional than whatever's happening now, because back then it's a contained environment, and it's just so damn intense that everything just happens and bounces off the walls. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna eat a bowl of cereal or something like that. I don't know what to eat for breakfast, honestly. I have no idea. Uh, yeah. Cereal, honestly, I'm not in the mood for cereal right now. probably the guava Danish thing. That would suffice. Alright, so time now is 3:37. Goddamn, someone's smoking incense again. My whole room smells like incense now, and it's totally fine outside. Yeah, I came back home from photo one. I had a stomachache, so I went to the bathroom. I just cooked myself lunch. I'm going to go to Ralph's now. Quick update on what happened today at photo one. Not much. I'm happy to announce that Aiden, the hidden Hong Konger, did show up. He was late though, and at first I thought, oh my god, is he not gonna show up again? Like, did he drop the class or something? Like, holy crap. Turns out he didn't. He showed up and then everything was okay all over again. Nothing all that important happened either. Like, we just took a bunch of, like, I just took a bunch of, like, we, the students, just took a bunch of photos with different f-stops. That's, like, child's play for me. But yeah, that's that. It's gonna rain really hard tomorrow, so that's gonna suck ass. But yeah, not much else. Yeah, not much else. Antonio sent us an email, and I can't really see who are the other recipients of this email. Yeah, essentially the time slots available for auditioning for lead producer are all tomorrow and all on Wednesday. And that's a little bit of a pickle because tomorrow I got photo 2 for like the whole day. And then on Wednesday, I can do it, but only after my photo 1 class. And thankfully, he has one time slot. The latest time slot is Wednesday at 1 p.m. So I'm like, well, I guess that's that. So I replied saying Wednesday 1 p.m. That's my audition. So tomorrow I got the job fair. I'm gonna go to the campus a little earlier. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna go to Ralph's now. All right, time now is 5:45. I just got back from Ralph's. I got tissue paper. Fuck my white potato. Fucking hell. Yeah, I got 4 white potatoes. Got some Nature Valley bars. Oh, actually, hot cocoa powder. Never had that before. Salad kit. This thing actually doesn't have avocado in it. It's a lie. Wheat bread. I wanted that other kind of bread, brochure or whatever. Brioche, right? But I couldn't find beef bits, salmon, chicken wings, and right here I got 2 yellow onions. Don't drop out, please. I got 5 very raw bananas. I got, oh boy, we got natural smoked ham, more ice cream because I love ice cream, and fingerling potatoes. 59 bucks. Alright, time now is 10:24. Oh, it's 10:24, magic number. Weepy! So, yeah, I don't know why the incense is so strong. It's not as strong now, but like in the afternoon, it's so fucking strong. But yeah, I went to Ralph's, came back home. Before I went to Ralph's, I got my film camera, went around my apartment, and took a bunch of photos near my apartment as well. And I finished up the whole roll. Yeah, sort of chilled out, had a very chill afternoon. Just had dinner, which is chicken wings, potatoes, and a salad kit, pretty bland. Definitely a better dinner than yesterday. I'd say today's dinner is like a 6 out of 10. I think it's just fine. I'm marinating the rest of the chicken wings in soy sauce and sugar, so hopefully they taste even better. Yeah, that's that. I have nothing to say. There isn't a lot of updates today. There isn't a lot of drama to be updated on. Yeah, I got nothing to say, unfortunately. Antonio has confirmed with me that I will have the interview, the audition for lead producer at 1 p.m. On Wednesday, which is going to be which is a little confusing because is it in person or is it over Zoom? I don't know. I really don't know. If it's over Zoom, then that's going to be a bit of a trouble for me because I won't be able to make it in time back home. You know, from the main campus to my apartment. But if it's in person, I would actually make it because CMD is right between the main campus and home, and going there takes about 20 minutes. It's literally perfect. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Oh yeah, this also means I will be at CMD on Wednesday. Intriguing indeed. Also, at the same time on Wednesday, the International Student Forum, the ISF, is holding some sort of speed friending thing. The first meeting, which is, I want to join, but also it sounds scary as hell. Speed friending, where a bunch of people sit down and chat and joke around and have fun in a room. Like, fuck me, dude. I don't want to do that shit. That sounds horrifying to me, okay? So I'm not gonna go, unfortunately, but I will probably bring some snacks on that day so that maybe I could stick around in CMD a little while before heading home for a quick lunch. Um, but yeah, essentially there's that. Also tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. there's the college job fair, which I will have to go because I need to look for employment. Tomorrow's the last resort. If I still can't find a job or get hired tomorrow at all, I will legit consider doing it off the beaten path, find a new well outside of my campus. Tomorrow's my last resort. Like this is the last chance I'm giving to the college to give me a job, okay? Like, come on, just give me one right now. Employ me, hire me, please, goddamn. But the issue is tomorrow the job fair goes from 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. and my photo 2 class begins at 2:45, which means that even after the college job fair has ended, I will have to wait for about 1 hour and 45 minutes. So, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I run into someone I know in the job fair so that I can like talk and just waste the time. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring a portable charger and a phone with me so that I could sit at a side and just chill out for 1 hour and 45 minutes. This also kind of poses a problem because this means I'll have to leave home really early and also have lunch really early. So, I'll somehow figure this out. But yeah, I don't think anything all that interesting will happen in this week other than the lead producer audition. And this Saturday, I will be watching Seven Samurai in downtown, so that's very exciting for me. And yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say. Um, um, I don't know, but I always look at my manga here, and for some reason, I'm seeing that volume 1 of Steel Ball Run is whitening, like the spine is whitening, and that's like a sign of sunlight, but I'm already trying my very best to keep sunlight away from this, and also why is only the first volume whitening? Like why isn't other volumes whitening with the spine? I don't know, but it's a little sus, and if it gets worse, if it really is whitening, and if it isn't some optical illusion, I'm gonna consider moving all of this into the cabinet where I'm keeping all of my mangas clean and well. Um, yeah, I'm also thinking about going to Anime Expo this summer. The thing is, one day is $70, and I a couple months ago I read somewhere that Hololive EN is doing a panel there, and then I checked their Instagram today. I went through my screenshots to see if I've screenshotted the info when I first saw that Instagram post. I couldn't find anything. I went online and searched for articles, couldn't find anything. I went to Twitter, couldn't find anything. What the heck? Was that just an illusion? And then that weeb guy from Photo 1 class told me that Koga Aoi will be showing up. Turns out she showed up last year. She showed up last year in 2022. and for the panels this year, we don't know who's going to show up yet. So now it's Hololive EN may not be an actual real thing, and then maybe I don't know which voice actor will show up, and maybe there won't even be any voice actors, like Japanese voice actors showing up for Anime Expo. If it's all English dub voice actors, I'm not that interested, honestly. So maybe then the $70 will be wasted. Like, I'm not even cosplaying, and I don't even have that many anime loving friends. So I don't know. I really don't know. But we'll see. Also, I'm gonna shave. I think I'm gonna shave maybe after this Thursday. Right before the Aoba Ichiko concert, I will shave. I don't think my mustache is maximum right now, but it's close to maximum. And also my hair is already quite long. So the fact that I'm gonna keep it until June is actually kind of crazy. I really wonder how I will look like. But yeah, aside from that, I have nothing else to report. Hopefully something interesting happens tomorrow. And yeah, I don't know. I also gotta finish the version, like for real. And I think I don't know whether to be happy or sad because I still haven't had a girlfriend, and this allows me more time to write the version. But that's also sad, you know. And the thing is, the more I think about having a girlfriend, the more it just seems like not a real thing. Like, I'm beginning to just believe that it's never going to happen to me at all in the history, throughout human history, throughout my entire life. It's not going to happen to me at all. Like, it's so. The more I think about it, the more it seems impossible. Not even impossible in an emotional way, like, damn, it's never going to happen to me. It's more like impossible in a logical way. Like, yeah, I guess I just don't see it happening at all. I'm sorry to myself. It just seems unrealistic, like with the way I live, my living condition, and the way I look, and the places I go, and the types of people I meet. It just won't happen. Period. Like, it just doesn't seem like a possible thing. Like, it's not even. Like, I'm not even emotional about it at this point. It's just logically, it just doesn't work. So, I don't know. Like, it's almost like it's. Yeah, again, it almost has this weird feeling that having a girlfriend isn't a real thing. Like, people say, oh, I have a girlfriend, but it's kind of a lie. Like, maybe it's not like a real phenomenon, you know? Or maybe it's just. I don't know, it's just this weird feeling of I just don't get it, you know. I just don't get it. I just don't understand how people love each other. Like, first of all, people fall in love with other people. It's possible because that has happened to me once. But it's so difficult for me, let alone people loving each other reciprocally, like both sided love. Like, that just seems so far fetched for me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my road to find more Hong Kongers in this community continues. And yeah. All right, time now is 11:30 p.m. Quick thing I forgot to mention was actually yesterday, Sunday. Yes, yesterday is Sunday. On Sunday, yesterday morning, I remembered that I forgot a movie idea slash short film idea that I had. So about a week ago, I was watching a video or some sort of anime episode or maybe movie on my laptop, and then suddenly an amazing idea arose, and I thought about it, and then the more I thought about it, I almost pushed myself to tears because it's such a moving and interesting story idea. And then I thought, okay, if this idea is so memorable, I'll remember it. I can write it down on my phone later. And then I forgot. And several days later, yesterday morning, I realized, oh my god, I need to remember this. And I remember a David Lynch quote where he said, you know, if there's a great idea and you forget about it, you want to kill yourself. And I'm like, oh my god, I have to remember it back. And then I even tried to give myself an excuse, like, okay, if I had forgotten it immediately the next day, then it must be not a very great idea. And throughout the entire Sunday, I just wrote ideas on my phone, thinking that maybe one of them, like I brainstormed what the idea could have been. And I thought maybe one of those ideas are exactly the one I thought of a week ago. And I thought about, oh, the main character is a young girl maybe, and it's about family. It's got to be something about family if it's so emotional. Maybe it's about reconnecting with heritage. The family goes missing. Something about cultural rift. And then I thought and thought and thought, and I couldn't figure it out. I basically forgot about it again. Until today, when I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw an Abroad in Japan, or not an Abroad in Japan, but some video essay about a Japanese industry that disappears people. And then I remember, oh, I remember the idea now. I wasn't watching an anime episode or TV episode or anything. I was watching an Abroad in Japan video about a village, about a place that has so many empty villages and people are disappearing, depopulation, and then the word triggered me. Like it triggered something in me, like depopulation. I'm like, oh, I remember it now. It's a story about a depopulated Japanese town on the verge of mass death because everyone's old. And I realized, oh yeah, you know, Children of Men, many other movies are basically this, but I can make it better. So I'm glad to remember it. Yeah. I already accidentally saw the content of the email and I knew the results. And last Thursday was like freaking 3 days ago. So essentially I'm not even like, this isn't even a first reaction. Alright, so your CSULB admission offer. Hello, Enoch, congratulations. It is my privilege to extend you an offer of conditional admission to FEA Narrative Production BA at Cal State U Long Beach for fall 2023. Yay, yatta! I got in. Alright, time now is 9:40 a.m. on March 21st. Oh boy, I'm having stomachache again. God damn it. I had a stomachache like for the last 2 days in a row. Fuck, okay. I slept from 2:55 to 9:30. That's about 6.5 hours. It's not bad. I had a solid sleep. Still very sleepy though, not gonna lie. It's raining outside right now. So, last night I didn't finish Knights of Cabiria. I still got half an hour left. And, I wasn't really productive. Somehow. Of course, I didn't have a lot of college homework. I didn't edit my Japan vlog much. The Japan vlog stuff is moving along like a snail. I just don't have the time. Nor do I have the time to write the Virgin at all. So, lame, I know. Yeah, I don't know. So, there's that. So today is Tuesday, which means that I will be going to Photo 2 class. And I'll be seeing Pepper Alba, etc., etc. But that class starts at 2:45, and at 12:30 I want to arrive at campus because it's the college job fair, where hopefully I can find some sort of employment opportunity. Because if today fails, then I will resort to my last resort, which is to ask for help outside of school, which I very much don't want to because it's risky. Um, yeah, today's the school's only hope, really. And the college job fair ends at 1 p.m., so that's fantastic. And I would have 1 hour and 45 minutes to kill. So hopefully I bring some snacks with me or something, and I sit at the side and just relax and just wait for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Um, if it's raining, then I'll head to the library and wait there. Albeit I can't eat. But yeah, the job fair is really important. I really need a job. I really need a way to find money. So yeah, there's that. Last night I also found out, I also started working on my NYU applications. And holy shit, the NYU Tisch film production application is absolutely insane. Basically, probably even more insane than Chapman in a way. More insane than Chapman at USC. USC is already really insane. Tisch is just as crazy. While there aren't that many essays to write, we have 2 essays for Common App, but for the supplemental, there are so many more tricky things. Like, you need to come up with a story. You need to look at 3 photos and 1 audio clip. Look at one of them. And then pick one of them. And then make a story out of that. There's a story prompt. And then there's a short essay question. And then there's your selfie, which is probably one of the craziest ones. I've always thought I don't need to do that. I always thought that's a freshman thing, but I think transfers need to do it as well. Like, whoever applies for Tisch needs to do it as well. And this is beginning to make me think, should I even like bother to write all this new material and film all this your selfie shit if I don't even want to be accepted into NYU anyways, because it's so extra. You know what? I'm going to talk to my mom about it. Maybe yes, maybe not. Like, even if I get accepted to NYU, I probably won't go because I don't want to leave LA. I don't want to relocate. You know? So I really don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, it's really complicated. And if I have to film a your selfie video and all that stuff, which is technically a short film, I would have to write a script, plan it out, and ask someone to film it for me. I can film it myself, but it would look better if there is a second person or a third person to help me. And then that means I need to look for people I know, like Cliff, who's busy all the time. And Thomas, who probably doesn't even want to do this. That's just needless hassle. And I have 11 days left, which is enough to make a 2-minute short film. Yeah, I've done it with fewer days, but still. Yeah, the NYU application is absolutely insane, and I'm beginning to second question it. And then, what else? Yeah, not much else. I think I had a dream where there's an ugly mouse in my bedroom, which is kind of scary. And then I dreamed about a bunch of disgusting things. My family's there, and I completely forgot what happened. Yeah, I completely forgot what happened. Yeah, I don't know. But what I'm gonna do now, I'm in my pajamas, which means I'm gonna work out a little bit. It's a leg day. I'm gonna work out on my legs a little bit. I'm gonna let myself go easy because I didn't have a lot of sleep. And, yeah, that's all. And also, there's a possibility that I may want to go all the way to Monterey Park just to watch where the wind blows. So that's that, I guess. All right. Where the hell is it? Okay. What the fuck is this place?
or unless I see some great prospects here.
Okay, I'm heading for the International Education Center. Fuck, no luck. No luck at all. Why is employment so difficult for me? What the fuck? I just need money. Well, Elin, the Malaysian photographer's in there, so it's pretty interesting. I keep running into people I know all over this fucking campus. It's amazing. I ran into Nicky the Thai boy, Nick, Eric's friend, and then I ran into Miles. Earlier today, the French girl in my photo 2 class, and then I think that British, that South Asian British girl from my photo 1 class. I just keep running into people. Jesus. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. Alright, time now is 10:18 p.m. Intriguing day. Intriguing indeed. So let's begin at me going to the college campus, the main campus. Oh, before I arrived there, I have to take 2 buses there. I wasn't late. In fact, this morning was so productive. Like, I woke up at I think I forgot when did I wake up. 9:30, I think. And I purposefully woke up at 9:30 because I calculated it. Okay? 9:30 to 10:15, that's breakfast time. 10:15 to 10:45, I finished the last half an hour of Nights of Cabiria. 10:45 to 11:15, I film the album review of 100 gecs. That's 11:15 to 11:45. I eat lunch, and then I leave 11:45 to 12:30, and then 12:30 I arrive at campus. I planned it so tight, I didn't allow myself any buffer. So I was a little worried that I may not have the time to finish all those things. Psych. I was able to finish all those things. I even did some leg exercises this morning, which I think is pretty successful. My legs, I don't feel that they're sore right now, but maybe next morning they will be sore. But I did do some leg exercises this morning. I even had extra time to edit my album review. Everything went so well. It was actually amazing. So I wasn't even late. Like, I couldn't be late. I wasn't like, I'm not obliged to go to the job fair anyways. But I planned to arrive at 12:30. I arrived early. I arrived at like 12:20. And when I was gonna take the first bus, I ran into the cute French girl. On the first photo 2 class, the cute French girl in the class was wearing like a crop top, low what's that fucking word again? Low hanging V. I actually forgot what's the word. Shoot, I actually forgot. Something like neckage. Low V. I really don't. I really forgot. But yeah, on the first photo 2 class, this French woman was wearing this low V, very revealing. Plus, like a top. Like, there's a crop top and there's a second crop top that's long sleeved over her shoulders, but there's like room under here. It's really weird. But she's been interesting. Like, she's really attractive. She's really physically attractive, and she's also kind of quiet. So I ran into her, and I wanted to just walk up to her and say, "Hey," but then I just don't have the guts to do that, and I thought it would be weird. Like, she may think I'm a weird person because I'm a little Asian guy with mustache. It's just weird. So now is not the right time. So I didn't say anything to her. We took the same bus. Also, I realized, wait, even though photo choose today, there's literally no reason for her to go to school this early because unless she's going to the job fair like I am. So yeah, we took the same bus together, and both of us arrived at the main campus, and she's disappeared. She didn't go to the job fair. So I arrived, right? I arrived, and I was sort of confused at first because I thought the job fair is at the main road, the main pathway, that all the other fairs, club fair, are held. But turns out that's not the case. Turns out it's being held at the cafeteria, and I've never been to the friggin' cafeteria before, so I don't know where it is. So I just started walking around aimlessly like an idiot, which I really like. And then Nikki and two Thai female friends of his showed up, and Nikki's like, "Hi, long time no see," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, hi," and then I wanted to walk backwards to ask him where's the cafeteria, so I did this, and then Nikki saw me, and Nikki thought I'm going to do something, and then I backed off again. I changed my mind. So I continued walking aimlessly, and I went into the little quiet sitting area, which is not quiet anymore. It's so full of people, and a South Asian British girl from my photo 1 class is there as well, even though she definitely didn't notice me. And then I looked around and I saw Nick. Nick, the very dark-skinned Latino guy from my film 33, who's very quiet and is Eric's friend. And I just ran up to him. I'm like, Nick. He turned around and he's like, "Oh, Enoch. How's it going? How's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going good. I'm going fine. Do you know where's the cafeteria for the..." And before I could finish the sentence, he said, "The job fair?" And I'm like, yes. And he's holding a bunch of pamphlets. And I'm like, "Oh, you were there too?" And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, I was at the job fair. You just gotta get in and just speak to people and branch out and connect, And I'm like, okay. And he pointed me to the direction of cafeteria. Apparently, I'm standing right next to it. It's a little door to a little area, and I didn't even know that such a place exists. I thought it's a tiny bookstore, but apparently the bookstore, the cafeteria, the bodega store, they're all connected. It's one big complex. I didn't know that. So I'm like, "Thank you." And he's like, "Yep, take a deep breath and go in." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." So I went in. And wow, it really is a hustling, bustling cafeteria with many booths, tables lined up, college campus police, autistic children, daycare, senior centers, climate action, coding schools, UCLA camping, California camping, Los Angeles City urban design. So many jobs. And there's even a talent agency there. I just walked around and I'm like, bro, there's no way. I thought this is gonna be more like, ooh, the library needs help, the fucking bookstore needs help. But no, it's not. It's very much not that. So I realized that none of this works for me. None of this suits me. I'm an international student holding an F1 visa. I can't, none of this is going to help me. So I really came this early in vain. And then at the back end of the cafeteria, I ran into Miles. Miles and another guy, I think a Vietnamese American guy. He came from Cleveland, Ohio, apparently. I think he's gay, judging by the way he acts, but don't want to make assumptions here. But yeah, Miles was like, "Hey, what's up, Enoch? How's it going? How's your week? How's it been?" And I'm like, "Oh, good, going fine, yeah. It's been interesting, yeah." I really don't know how to answer these "how's it going" questions. I really don't. But and then I talked with Miles for a little while until maybe 10:40, and he said, "Oh yeah, you have an F1 visa, right? You're from Hong Kong, right? I don't think this place is right for you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know." So we just talked a bit, and Miles was really talkative. He talked about how boring he finds Los Angeles to be, and I agree with that actually, because he was talking about how the Vietnamese American guy asked him like, "What's your end game? Like, are you gonna go back to the UK, or are you gonna stay in LA?" And he said the UK is much more interesting, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I feel about Hong Kong too. Like, Hong Kong is much more interesting, and LA is just kind of boring, kind of fake, and kind of bland." And Miles was like, "Oh yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I'm one of the few people who would agree with you. Like in LA, you just feel trapped." And then at some point I had to go away, and Miles continued to ramble on about his British ancestry and Cornwall and history of Cornwall and everything, and how the rednecks of the UK is the countryside people, the northerners. They're really racist and stuff. Um, but yeah, I just walked around. I couldn't find a single booth that I can go up to. And then I went out of the cafeteria, like that main area to the side, there is a career service center. So, the career counselors, they are the OG main station, right? So I went up to them and I was like, "Hey, I'm an F1 international student. I've been looking for a job for a while now, but I don't know what to do." And then an old white woman was like, "Oh, what's your major?" And I said film, and she said, "Oh, you can actually speak to the talent agency. There's a talent agency here." And then she said I could apply for CPT, which is something practical training, and that would give me um, permission to work outside of school. And I thought, oh my god, that's so like complicated. There's already the 10, 11 forms I have to write. There's the fingerprints. There's the social security number. And now this, goddamn. So I'm like, okay, thank you. And so with the same sort of speech, I just start going around. I spoke to the talent agency guy. I don't want to speak to him. And at that point, people are already beginning to pack up. They're ready to leave and go home. So I spoke to the talent agency guy. It's just one dude with an accent. And I'm like, "Oh, hey." And it was kind of awkward for me because I don't like speaking to strangers, especially in a setting like this. It's just not cool, you know. I just can't do it. But I do it so perfectly well. Like, "Hey, I'm an international student. I'm looking for a job. I heard I can apply for CPT. Blah 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 blah. Maybe you have like a job opportunity or something. Oh yeah, my major is film, so this is related to that." And the guy's like, "Okay, so we have internships, like summer internships. So send me an email." So he gave me his email address. "Send me an email me your resume, and we'll consider." So that's that. We shook hands a couple times, and then I'm like, "Damn, I'll never email this fucking dude." It's kind of sketchy too because he doesn't have like pamphlets or anything. It's just one dude, and it's just a talent agency. Oh, in a sea of nice volunteer daycare slash government work type jobs. So I walked to the other side of the cafeteria where I found LA camping, city park, something like that. I don't know. So I went there and I spoke to a guy, and the guy is just so impatient. He's ready to go home. And he's like, "Well, how can I help you, sir?" And I said my piece. I said, "Oh, I'm an F1 international student. I'm looking for a job, blah, 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 blah." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, if you're an international student, this place is not for you. Unfortunately, we can't offer you jobs." And I said, "Oh, I can apply for CPT." And he's like, "I don't know what that is, but okay. But I don't think you can get a job here." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you anyway." So I just left. Yeah, not much else. And then I said goodbye to Miles, and then I continued off my journey. The career counselor told me to go to the International Education Center right now to ask for more info. So that's what I did. Since the International Education Center is open right now, and given that I'm in the main campus with free time, might as well. So I walked to the International Education Center, went upstairs, and just walked into the office, which I've never done before. I've been outside, but I've never been inside. And there's like no one inside. Apparently, it's also closing. And there's one guy, also Asian. I'm getting Hong Kong vibes, or at least Chinese vibes from the guy. But I basically said my piece. Oh, I'm an F1 international student. I'm looking for a job, blah, 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 blah. I was just at the job fair, and the career counselor said I should come here, blah, 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 blah. And he gave me a pamphlet, actually. A specific pamphlet made for international student job seekers. And it's like, oh, you can go to this website to look for jobs at collegecentral.com. You can email certain professors. Here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh yeah, you can apply for CPT. You can also work on campus. It's two different things. And if you work on campus, you can look for library. And I said, I visited the library twice. I asked them twice, and they said they don't have job positions for me. I emailed the bookstore. I emailed the freaking cafe. Like they just don't have job positions for me. And he's like, well, you can also email your math professor to be a math tutor. I heard they need help, so that's a cool idea, actually. Especially cool because I know one of the math professors is a Hong Konger. I can do that. If not, I should just email the Taiwanese woman or the Taiwanese person who's teaching Chinese 1 right now. That could work too. But either way, me getting a social security number is going to take a while, so no hope for a job. Anyways, and then after that, I walked back to the cafeteria thinking that Miles and the Vietnamese American guy would be there. They're not there. So I went out and I just started walking aimlessly. I just thought, okay, I have nowhere to go. I might as well go to the library and just sit down and relax, So, Bocage? Bocage? What was that? Breakage? I really forgot. This is like on the lips. On the tip of my tongue. Isn't there a website? Breakage? I really forgot. Brassage. I don't know. Okay, anyways. I found out that the bodega store, the place where you can get free food, is right beside the freaking cafeteria. Obviously. Duh. It's a little tiny store. I've never been there. I've never seen there either. So I lined up, and the woman in front of me was like, oh, do you show your ID here? And I'm like, I have no idea. It's my first time here. So I lined up, and I went into the thing, and there are 3 people working. A black woman, black guy. I think he could be a Muslim too, like a Muslim black person. I don't know. It's confusing days, man. Confusing times. And then none other than Elin, the Malaysian photographer, is working there. Didn't expect her to see there. It's funny because when I went to the cafeteria again and I saw a little room where there are a bunch of clothes hanging there, I thought Elin is there, but that's not her. But then I later saw the actual her in the bodega store. So the man, the Muslim black guy, was like, what's your ID number? And I said my ID, and he's like, okay, what food do you want? And I'm like, I'm actually here to ask a question. I'm an F1 international student, and I'm looking for a job, blah, 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 blah. And he said, speak to that black girl. So I spoke to the black woman. I said the same thing again, literally. And she's like, okay. So she gave me a card. It's her business card. And she said, okay, email me this. We'll schedule an interview. and then maybe you'll get it. So that's that. And I also saw Elin, and I said hi, and Elin's like hi. So yeah, pretty interesting. It's just ridiculous how how many people did I run into today that I know? So let's not mention the French woman and that other girl from my photo one class because I don't know them that well. Even excluding them, I've ran into Miles, Nick, and Elin. Like, bro, you know how like back in Hong Kong, I would never run into people because I don't know that many people, and then the people around me would be like, "Oh my god, I know that person." Oh. And now I am that. Like now I keep running into people. It just goes to show like how much social power I suddenly have. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I got the card and then I headed to the library. I sat at some table and I just sat down there for about 40 minutes. I wrote a letterbox review. I wrote a little bit, like half a scene for The Virgin. I thought I would have a lot of time for that. I didn't. And then it's already 2:44, so I gotta head to photo 2. Went into photo 2. Also, I'm surprised it wasn't raining today. It was just really cold. Went to photo 2. Pepper showed up. Potter showed up. Alba's there. Diego's there. Dimitri's there. Antonio later showed up, interestingly, because I'll be seeing him again tomorrow. But okay, class begins. And so what happened is I took the film out of my camera and rolled the film, and then developed the film basically. Everything I did last week, but all over again. So I don't know why, but second time's always worse than the first time. So when I was in that really black room, I was a little more confident than last time because I've done it once before and I know what to look out for. But I don't know why, but I feel way clumsier, and maybe it's because I don't have enough sleep this morning. Maybe it's because my mood isn't so good lately, but I felt so clumsy. Like, I kept holding and squeezing the film so that I could slide it into the metal reel, and I keep slipping. I keep not knowing where is the film going. I can't see a thing. It was very hectic, but I did it at the end. Luckily, I was able to ask the professor to check the whole reel for me and ask me if and ask him if I rolled the film properly. He checked it and he's like, "You rolled the film backwards," and I don't know what does that mean. Like, I forcefully rolled it front to back, or did I roll it upside down? Did I enter the wrong hole through the reel when I put the film in? Like, what do you mean roll backwards? I don't know. I followed everything by the book. So I really want to know what did I do wrong so that I won't do this next time. But yeah, hopefully I get more practice with like just already done film negatives. But yeah, after that I did the processing, and it's kind of ironic. And this is when my mood started to get worse. I don't know why, but I feel agitated. I feel a little nervous today for some reason. So I went to the for the film processing rooms. I went to the one to the very right, like I did last week or last week, and I was with a couple other women that I'm not familiar with, like I've seen before in my class, but I'm not familiar with. And then right next door, it's Alba, Pepper, and Potter. So immediately I feel a little excluded, and I peeked their room a couple of times, and Potter noticed it, and it was kind of awkward, but I also embraced the awkwardness. Potter's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Hey," and then I just immediately walk away, detective style. Potter's wearing braces. Apparently he began wearing braces last Saturday, and it's only on the upper teeth. But yeah, I'm like, "Oh, you wore braces," and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Nice," and then I just went back to the processing room. But yeah, I processed the whole film. I followed all the steps. I tried to clean things up because the professor and the teacher assistants are pretty annoyed that we didn't clean up. And even though I wasn't the only one using the room, but I was the last one leaving the room, so when the Japanese girl, the girl from Osaka, teacher and assistant, came into the room to check, and he's like, She asked me, was I in the room before, and I said yes. She was like, oh, you remember, you gotta clean it up. I did clean it up, but it wasn't clean enough. But I was like, I admit, yeah, I was in the room, so I helped her a little bit. At least, you know, I did something. Yeah, my film came out fine. It was rolled properly thanks to the professor. There were no overlaps, and it came out fine. A lot of the film images have pretty bad exposure because I took some of the photos in manual mode, and some of them are not in focus because I took all of the photos in manual focus, and then a little bit later I realized there was autofocus in the camera actually. Yeah, there's that. And that's pretty much it. And then I took the film, dried it, put it into a sheet, made the contact sheet, and then I picked a negative, printed it out, picked another because it's not good enough, printed it out, picked another because it's not good enough, printed it out. Like the first one is a little blurry. It's the first photo I took, and it's downtown LA, the night sky when I was filming the second day with Valeria a couple weeks ago. I took that photo, but it's a little blurry because I was in a hurry. And then I chose a second negative, and I like it, but the professor said it's flat. But I like it. I think it's well composed. Third photo, I think it has depth. It's nice. It's the Apple store at the Grove. But I don't know why it keeps getting out of focus. It's always a little blurry for some reason. Yeah. Antonio is also here, and I wanted to ask him if the interview with him tomorrow would be in person or not. I forgot to ask him that, unfortunately. And it's so funny because he and I, we always end up together. Like when I'm developing the photography paper, he would be beside me. And then earlier, when we're lining up to the dark room to roll the film, he would be beside me, and both of us are also waiting for the can opener and the scissors. And he found a pair of scissors, and he's like, I found, and I'm like, oh, you found a scissor. And he said, yeah, I found one piece of the puzzle. So yeah, that's that. And then, but yeah, overall, I feel a little agitated today. I don't know why, but I feel like people are ignoring me. And I feel like it's just me and my delusion of persecution starting to kick in again. Pepper, there's so many times Pepper just walked past me as if I'm not there, as if I'm invisible. And then Potter would be there, and then Pepper would directly walk to Potter and chat with him. And apparently Potter smoked weed yesterday or something, I don't know, but like Pepper was like laughing, like, oh, how many edibles did you eat last night or something? And that's all I heard. And so they had fun, and I didn't, of course. And I just feel really excluded. And even people like Dimitri, I feel like he's ignoring me a little bit. But then I know it's just me being delusional. Because a little bit later, Dimitri spoke to me and was like, oh, where did you film that? That's nice. But yeah, I don't know why. Like, it's beginning to be like, I'm feeling nervous. I feel a little hectic. I'm a little clumsy. And I'm beginning to feel a little unwell. I don't know if it's because of the script I'm writing, like the version that's affecting me, Film 33 stress that's affecting me, the NYU application stuff that's affecting me, but something's affecting me. But yeah, also that French girl, she's almost naked today. Like, she's wearing a very thin coat on top of a fucking bikini. Like, she's wearing nothing but a bikini at some point. Like, it isn't just a crop top, like her whole belly, and then everything from here on up are all like naked. And she's so quiet at the same time. And Diego took an amazing photo of her. She looks like the Joan of Arc. Like, what the hell? Diego and his 1000 Riz. Okay, I gotta be quick because I don't have a lot of storage space left. We left home together. I was really agitated towards the end of the day. We took the same bus together. Thank God. Pepper, Alba, and Potter waited for me. Potter was like, haraheta, and I said pickle pickle. Because we're all very hungry. And Alba shared some Mexican nuts with me. Snacks she snatched from the snack area, wherever that is. I don't know. Probably in the professor's office. And then we took the bus back home. And then I and Pepper walked back home, even though I didn't have to. I could have taken another bus back home, but I decided to walk with Pepper. All of a sudden, Pepper's really friendly with me. For some reason, even though a couple hours ago, Pepper felt so cold towards me, and I feel bad. Like, it's almost like last Tuesday, or I think last Tuesday, I and Pepper was able to talk a little bit, which is nice. And then today, it's like something's wrong again. And there was a moment where Pepper's just crossing her arms, leaning against the door. And I was also crossing my arms. And she looked at me, and then I looked at her for a split second, and we're not talking to each other. We're like an arguing couple. Like, what the hell? But then all of a sudden, we got off the bus, and it was a little awkward first, but then I'm like, fuck. Like, and then Pepper asked me, oh, so how's film 33? And Pepper literally said the words, spill the tea. Like, who the hell taught her this phrase? And she's like, that means tell me all the drama, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then I said, oh, it's a good thing you didn't take any classes in CMD, because that place is hell. It's going to be even worse than last semester. And Pepper's like, just tell me. And I'm like, it's complicated. So I told her who wrote the script and what the script is about. And I told her about Theo. Oh, apparently Theo spoke to Aoba not too long ago. And Theo told Aoba that he wants to stay behind the scenes in the background, which is kind of weird, but okay. Because everyone's predicting that Theo's going to go for DP and Theo's going to go for the big roles. So yeah, that's really weird. And then on the bus, Pepper mentioned to Aoba party. That's the only thing I overheard. So when I and Pepper walked, I also mentioned that. I hate to do it because my plan is to befriend another person, and then I go to a party with them. And then Pepper would also probably go on the same day, and then we would meet each other, and it's going to be like a Netflix euphoria moment. But I did speak to Pepper, and Pepper's like, oh yeah, I asked Aoba if she would want to go, and Aoba's like, not interested because Aoba probably doesn't like it, but don't know yet. And I told Pepper, like, oh, maybe I will, I'm low-key curious because I'm in California, and, I just want to experience it at least once, even though I hate parties too. And Pepper's like, oh yeah, they're doing it again next month in April. You should come. And then that's it. We parted ways. And of course, that's probably a spring break party, which is probably going to hit even harder than the fucking St. Patrick's Day party that just happened last Saturday. So I don't know, hopefully I befriend someone by then and then go to the party without Pepper knowing, which is the most ideal, perhaps, for dramatic effect, of course. So yeah, I walked back home, cooked myself dinner, salmon, lettuce and cucumber salad, pasta, spoke with Michelle a bit, talked about cultural things, talked about Hong Kong exams and names, gotta go, bye-bye. Holy fuck. That's a spider right there. Okay, time to smash it to pieces.